Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Mumcott Ranch and Homestead. My name is Patience. Super happy to have you guys here today. This morning we are actually out in our garden, and I just wanted to give you guys a few updates on some exciting things that have been happening. But one thing that I want to show you, the boys this morning, one thing that I want to show you is, if you guys can remember back to one of our older videos, the front of my little patio area here out in the garden. So my husband had this idea that he wanted to put landscape timbers down and kind of make it a little more curve appealing. So he started working on it, and then with the help of one of my brothers, they kind of just finished it off. So they've been doing a really good job, and I just wanted to show you how great this looks now. Look at this, guys. Isn't that beautiful? As you remember, our blueberry bushes. I can now open that front door. He lifted the door. He put these nice little pavers down. Even on the side here, we have a little walkway to one of our side gates. Isn't that stunning? It just really kind of wraps it all together. So yeah, huge shout out to my hubby for that idea. I absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and get into the garden. Look, I can open this door nicely. All right, so first things first is the tomato bed. Look at this tomato bed. These tomatoes have gotten so massive, and have I come in and pruned them like I should have? No, but that's okay because we're still getting tomatoes on these. Some of them have gotten a little top heavy because I pruned such good job at the bottom, but the top is still pretty heavy, so I do have this twine here helping. But look at how great that looks. There's tomatoes. Look, you guys, we got a bunch of tomatoes back there, all up. Beautiful tomatoes in here. Tomatoes hiding down there. This looks awesome. Absolutely awesome. We have had quite a bit of rain lately, so as you're seeing, there's some splitting already happening. I wonder if you guys can get in there. You see that? Also down here, jeepers, these leaves. You can see that splitting there. Usually that has to do with too much rain. See here? Look at that. So although rain is super great and very appreciative, so I don't have to water my garden, sometimes it does have ill effects on vegetables. The vegetables are still good to eat. You can just kind of peel out those split pieces. All right, so let's get on to the peppers. We have a ton of green peppers. I've already harvested a bunch. We actually had my stepdaughter's graduation over the weekend, so we took a bunch of peppers and cucumbers out of the garden and used for a lot of the salads, but we still have a bunch of peppers that we have to harvest today as well. This one's huge. Look at that nice sized pepper. It's a good size too. Got a small one. These are a little bit smaller. These are a little smaller. That's a nice one. Nice little harvest of peppers. There is still quite a few peppers on here, but they're just not big enough yet. You see those? Just not quite there. Awesome. So we also have the cucumber bed and the random tomatoes that we had taken out of the pig pasture. These are also doing well. Here are a little bit of the cherry tomatoes. Cucumbers, again, we have been harvesting, and they still have plenty of flowers coming up. We had a ton of cucumbers that we had taken out of here, and I was excited to make pickles, but we ended up using all of them for the salads, but that's okay. Better than buying from the store. So here are our Romas, still doing good. And here's another Roma. And look at this one. Look at these tomatoes. Uh-oh, something got into it. Look. Aw. Oh no, another one. Goodness, something keeps eating my tomatoes. Well, they were beautiful, and they still are, but so they're doing well. Let's pop over here to our jalapenos. So here is our jalapenos. As you can see, there's plenty of little flowers starting. Tons of flowers. We do have a couple jalapenos growing just on this one. I have not seen any. Oh, yep, I have a couple here. See those couple jalapenos there? Jalapenos love the heat, and look at those flowers. Beautiful. I have not seen any jalapenos yet on these. Usually with the jalapenos, I don't pick them until closer to the end of the season as well, because they do take quite a while to grow out. And like I said, they love heat. And the past week or so, we really haven't had a ton of warm weather. It's actually almost feeling like cooler weather. We've had a ton of rain. We actually had a lot of flooding around here. A couple of the roads ended up getting closed because they just completely washed out. So we've been getting hit hard with rain. We've actually had rain for the past few days, and today is actually going to be the one day that we don't have rain. Look at that beautiful sky. And then we have rain in the forecast for the rest of the week. But we are now on to our Gila squash. Look at them. They have gotten so big. They look so good. Look at all those flowers. Oh, look at the bee. Gorgeous. We've also picked quite a bit of yellow squash. This one's about ready. This one's good. Nothing more in here. Here's another. Good. Look at this one. Wendy, what are you doing, my squash? All right. Here's another one. We'll grab this little guy. Nothing left in here. Here is our sad zucchini. I've only been able to harvest one zucchini out of here, but as you can see, there is one little one there. And a couple here, so maybe we'll get a little bit more, but zucchini this year for us just hasn't really done very well, but so that is it for our squash and zucchini. Let's jump over to our eggplant. Our eggplant has gotten super big. Like I said before, I have never planted eggplant. So I'm not quite sure exactly what to look for. There have been flowers on them, but I'm not seeing like an actual fruit produced yet. But here, I'll show you. So here is here's a flower. See that? Here's another thing here. Another flower. But I'm not seeing like for peppers and stuff with the flowers, like you get fruit off of it. So I'm not quite sure if that's the case with, oh, well, that's not going to work. I'm not sure if that's the case with these ones as well. You guys, something is coming in and eating my plants. Look at this. What in the world? Huh, well, there's the plant. Okay, look at this one. This one's pretty big. You see that? I wonder if that's going to be something. Huh. We're just going to have to wait and see. That's very strange that something is coming in and eating. Now, we have had a lot of rabbits, so I'm not quite sure if that could be it. But, all right, on to the acorn squash. Also doing pretty decent. Here's our egg. One little acorn. Yay! That's the only acorn that I'm seeing here. We have, a couple little babies there. I had two other ones back here, but as you can see, they're no longer there. I'm not quite sure what happened to those. But at least we'll get a couple. Here is a miscellaneous squash plant that we had taken out of the pig pasture, the pig garden. At first I wasn't quite sure what it was, but I think I figured it out. I believe this is going to be a what's called a patty pan squash. As you can see, that little fella here. And then another one right here. Oops. Right there. I believe that is what that is. So we have an acorn squash. Now we're going to have our patty pan squash. That's good. So this is one thing that I'm super excited about. Look at this. This is something we also had taken out of the pig's garden. And this, I believe, is a pumpkin. Hello, little baby. That's the only little one that I'm seeing on this, but as you can see, there's flowers. This too also came from the pig's garden, but I am not seeing any fruit form on this yet, so I'll wait to see what that is. This one also came from the pig pasture, and look at this. There is a, there is a fruit here, but I am not quite sure what this is yet. It looks like a small version of a pumpkin. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait a little bit longer. You guys, look at that sunflower. That thing is massive. But as you can see, our pumpkins are doing decent. I wish we had gotten more this year, but look at this one. This is the one that we had planted from seed. I have not seen any fruit form on this yet, but as you can see, there are a ton of little flowers getting ready to bud throughout. So hopefully we'll be starting to see some shortly. Here's another one. And again, these two, this one and this one, is one we did from seed. So you remember it was either the gray pumpkin or the white pumpkin. So I'm not quite sure which one was which. So we will see once they start forming. But this one, let's see if we got anything. A lot of flowers, but nothing yet as far as the fruit. But that's okay too. I'm sure it'll come very shortly. Let's start up here. Here we are. Hi, little pumpkin. These ones, I believe, are the jack-o'-lantern ones. So there's only one on there. We have one forming on here as well. Decent size. Not doing too shabby. Oh, look, here's another one. Let's check out. Here's one. Let me see. This one really doesn't have too much growing on it yet. A lot of flowers though. Same with this one. We got some flowers in there. I'm not seeing any pumpkin there yet, but look at this one. Whew. Look at the size of these. This is our mammoth sunflower. Look at the stem on that sucker. Look at that. That thing is huge. So it is too doing well. Let's see. Ooh, you can start seeing the form of a little sunflower. That's probably still got to take a while, but yeah, guys, look at the garden. It's not too bad. It is okay. As stated in one of my previous videos, we have a lot of good stuff happening next year in this garden, so I'm excited. Let's go see this huge sunflower. Look how tall this thing is. Alright, so one last thing that I wanted to show you guys is the potato patch. I had come in here already and have harvested a bunch of potatoes in between all the rain that we've been having. It's ideal to pull up your potatoes when it's been dry for a few days. And like I said, it's just been really hard to get in here in between all the rain. So I did harvest quite a bit. I believe we had planted 40 pounds, I think it was, of potatoes this year, and so far I've harvested 60 pounds, which is okay. I only have a little strip. I'll show you. Here it was. I only have this little strip right here to still do. So I'm not quite sure how much we'll get. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. Some plants only had like maybe 2 or 3 on them, where others had like 6 or 7 on them. So last year when I had did my potatoes, I had actually put the woven weed fabric down, and then I had gotten compost and straw and compost and straw, and I kind of had layered it, and then I put the potatoes in that, and then as the potatoes grew, I just put more straw on it. And that was nice because once I knew that I had hit the woven weed fabric underneath, I knew that I had gotten as deep as I knew that they were going to go. And I had really good harvest last year from that. Where this, it's a little bit harder because we did it in ground. And once you dig to a certain point, some of the ground is a little bit harder. I assume that the potatoes wouldn't go anything further than that. But then using a pitchfork to kind of dig in just to make sure that we've gotten everything, ended up damaging a lot of the potatoes as well. So we have a ton of potatoes that we still have to eat already. Before they go bad because they have already been damaged. So lesson learned, it was good to kind of compare the two as far as doing it on the woven weed fabric versus the ground. Now I know that next year I'm just going to go back to the woven weed fabric, which is fine. We still had a pretty good harvest of potatoes. Alright, so the last thing that I want to give you an update on is the pumpkins that we have out in the pasture. Come on, dogs. Come on. Oh. Good morning, Darla. We actually had to put a couple bales of hay out here just because the cows and the horses are really getting it low to the ground. The 3 cows up in front, they have quite a bit of hay, but or quite a bit of grass still, but we did give them some hay as well. So let's go ahead and check out these pumpkins. Let's go ahead and show you the pumpkins. There's a nice pumpkin there. Nice one in there. Got a little baby starting there. Oh, can't really see, but there's another one in there. And then one back there. So that is it for the vegetable garden. It is the 2nd week in August already. And we have been getting quite a few peppers and squash, which I do have to go back with the 4-wheeler to pick all that up. But yes, thanks so much for hanging out with me this morning. Just a little quick update on how the garden is doing, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.